Hey everyone, welcome back to another news breakdown here on Sotopop. Alright, as always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos, and today we actually have a pretty light news day. I don't know how I swapped those two, but hey, it turns out there was a 50th anniversary for Kamen Rider, so a lot of that stuff managed to take the spotlight, so Soto went a little bit light. But hey, it gave us a really neat perspective in the blog itself, so let's jump in and take a look at... Oh, is that Ghost? We'll take a look. We'll see what that's all about. Anyway, this is Falchion. Falchion? I'm not sure whether it's a ch or a k for his name. Either way, very excited about this figure. Very reminiscent of Ghost, and we'll talk about why later. But he comes with a brand new molded belt as well as a brand new molded sword with the, little symbol on the hilt area, like right at the guard. It looks very, very nice. I like the simplicity of this color scheme. Also, let's take a look at the head, because there are a few interesting things to note here. First of which is, hey, the head is supposedly very sharp in, like, the actual suit, in, like, the actual movie where this debuts. The eyes, those spikes are a little sharper, and they said, hey, as usual, this is regular Soto. We are aimed at kids 3 and up, so we have to comply with toy safety standards. Any thinner than this, they would start to snap a little too easy for their liking. But conversely, over at Soto Chronicle, they can, add their 15 and up age range, so they can add sharper parts. They can even use more PVC. There's probably more budget for that. And speaking of Soto Chronicle, there's going to be a new Soto Chronicle unveiling next week. So next week we are going to be learning about the next Soto Chronicle thing. Being an actual new series or a continuation of an older series. Now, speculation on my end. Now, this is just my end. We typically see retail releases of Soto Chronicle 3 months apart. And I think I did the math with Josh and Malunis over at the podcast. And we came to the conclusion that there is a high likelihood that the next thing they're going to talk about with Soto Chronicle is potentially a new rider. Not a continuation of something older, a new rider coming to Chronicle. Now, this is just our speculation. I only think that because the timing works out right. Not necessarily like in terms of when they typically talk about new things, but I'm just saying, like, there is typically, I want to say, like a 3-month period in between each Soto Chronicle retail release, not premium release, retail release. So that means potentially we are going to be getting something new, because there's nothing to fill up the retail slot just yet. And we already know that Soto Grime is done. They announced they are done with the retail sets. It's all going to be premium from here on in. My money is on Soto Chronicle, new rider. It's a new rider for Soto Chronicle. Anyway, that's just my speculation. I'm hoping it's Forze or like Kiva or something, but that's neither here nor there. What is in front of us now is Falchion, because they go on to say, hey, yeah, typically we tell you that information toward the end of the blog, but we still have some stuff to get to here. Specifically, let's head back into the eyes again, because we can see that the eyes are 2 separate stickers, and that is like that for 2 reasons. I mean, Soto Saber has typically had the 2 separate stickers to differentiate the two and just make it easier for application, I believe. But if you take a look at the eyes and the actual in-show suit, there is a slight division. Like, an actual physical division between each of the eyes. So make sure not to smush them together. Make sure they're slightly separate, and then it will be accurate to the show. Also, speaking of stickers, there are plenty of stickers, you know, on the chest. The paint underneath, there's plenty of orange paint there, but all the, I guess, etched patterns are stickers. And I'm pretty impressed by that because they look really good on here. These are some of the best stickers that I've seen detail-wise. I'm not quite sure how they're how they're going to be anchored to the body just yet, but I am excited to see how that shakes out. Anyway, that is it for the sticker stuff. Let's talk about why Ghost is here. Because, hey, it turns out that Falchion is using the base body of Ghost, and typically in these situations, they would go back and reuse a mold, or like tweak a 3D model and then make a mold out of that. But in this case, they don't have a Ghost candy toy figure. This is the Gon Gon Action Damashi Ghost, and he made sure to mention that this is the last Ghost figure that they have done. And I don't know, I personally think it holds up okay. And he brought it out just to show a side-by-side with Ghost. Obviously, they could not use this mold, so they had to make a completely new one for Falchion. Falchion? You know it. And it looks good. The new figure looks good, but it's nice to see, you know, a little bit of reinterpretation of the same thing through different eyes. I also really appreciate that, you know, they went through the trouble of grabbing this Ghost, whether it be a brand new one or just one from the archive. I appreciate this, and it's always fun to see lines from before Soto just sort of slip into the blog sometimes. Anyway, that's it for, you know, the little comparison. Last thing about the molding is that, hey, if you are a painter, then Soto has you covered, because all the channels and grooves in there for Falchion's detail pattern, those are actually included in this figure as, you know, like, they're etched in, rather than just being stickered on. So that's really cool. If that is how you choose to engage with your Soto figures, then this is perfect for you. Anyways, that, I believe, is it for this week. Next week, like I said, we're going to be doing some Soto Chronicles stuff. I can't wait to see what that's all about. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think is going to be the next Chronicle series. I know that we've had this discussion multiple times, like on many occasions, but it's always fun to speculate and see what's going on. My vote, my hope is Forze, so that hopefully at some point down the line, we can get Aqua. I can finally get Aqua from like a Mega Max set or something. But I'm also thinking, hey, Kiva? Because Kiva has not been in Soto or Shodo, or hasn't been in Shodo since Versus. Like the tail end of Versus, that's where he was. So he hasn't been there in a while, and I feel like he could fit a good, you know, form swapping pattern. We also have Kabuto, who could fit really well. I know the Shodo was rather recent, but I don't know. I feel like that would be more of a Soto thing. Also, hey, if you're looking for stuff to buy still, might I suggest the Gold Power set that's only $50 on Bluefin right now? We are not sponsored by them in any way. I just want to let you know, $50 for these 4 figures, yeah, that's a whole deal. That's a whole deal. This is a premium Bandai set for $50. If you haven't gotten this already, head over there. There are links in the description down below. There are also links in the description down below to some Zenkaiger merch. If you feel like repping some Zenkaiger stuff, got plenty of that for you here. In the links in the description down below, as well as some links to where you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement, as well as the Stop Asian Hate links. They're all in there, a bunch of resources. Definitely check those out. If anything at all, check those links out. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep it.